We'll fix the lighting of our foreground and background. For that, we'll use a new adjustment layer, that is curves. Right click on it, create clipping mask. And now we'll duplicate the layer and we'll also clipping mask it. Now select it and go to image, adjustments, shadow and highlights. So we do not need don't need the amount of a shadows to boost up, so it's fine. I think our highlights is boosted up, so we need to fix it. So for that, what I think 48 to 49 is absolutely fine. Okay, now set the opacity to 40%. Now select the curves and we'll adjust it, put it right into here, and fine. Turn on the black and white layer so you can check the lighting is correct or not. Okay, cool. Now select the create another adjustment layer, that is a solid color, and we'll take the color from right here. Select the marks tool, go to the gradient tool, linear gradient, and sorry, set the opacity to 40%. And now we will reveal out the highlights of our foreground. For that, we'll go to the curves, the first layer, select the mask tool, select the brush tool, and set the opacity to 12%. Right. Now we'll paint out our highlights back. So if you practice it, so I think you can make it also, so it's not too hard at all. So if you set the 5%. Select the solid color layer and we'll also paint in these areas. Capacity up a little bit and on this areas. Let's zoom in and we'll just paint back. Set the opacity a little bit up, and from here side also. And now we will create the shadow for our foreground layer. So duplicate the layer and merge it with a new layer and fill with the black layer, and Control T, put it to down and flip vertically, and we'll just okay, fine. Create a layer mask on it with the filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, now select the layer mask, go to the gradient tool, and we'll reduce the opacity around like 60%. Okay, cool, it's looking really nice. Now let's create a new layer and rename it as Dodge and Burn. And go to edit, fill, 50% gray, and set it to overlay. Right, now go to the dodge tool, set the exposure around like 12%, and just so you have to play around with your exposure to get the perfect dodge and burn for your foreground, right? So just now select the burn tool, set the exposure around like 8%, and just right, it's looking really cool now. Now we will create another new layer and select the brush tool and select the color over here and set the opacity around like 60%, and we'll paint right over here and those areas. Set the opacity down like Now if you turn on the black and white layer, you can see the difference, how it's looking. And now we'll blend our colors with foreground and background. So let's turn on the luminosity map and create a new adjustment layer, that is the color balance. Okay, so we'll adjust the midtones first. So you can see we have to blend with our scene, right? So let's start with our cyan. Let's give it a value of around like -34, right? And yellows to -38. Oh, so you can see how it has blended with our background. And now we'll create another adjustment layer, that is selective color, and we'll go to the whites. Let's turn off our luminosity map. So you can see, check out the lights over here. So the whites is that far. So select the selective color, go to the turn on the luminosity map, and just you have to play with your now let's go to our neutrals and just blend it. Right. Now turn off the luminosity map, so you can see how it has blended with our background, right? So you can use this technique to create your own composites, as I've told further. And now we'll color grade our scene and a little bit of fix for our lighting also. So let's create a new adjustment layer, that is the selective color, and let's go to the neutrals and we'll adjust it according to our scene. So it doesn't mean what I'm doing here too, depends what you're creating, right? So let's go to the reds. So if you pull it to the reds, you can see the red is getting up, right? So if you pull down, so the magenta will come up. So this is how we have to do. And we'll create another new adjustment layer, that is a color balance. Let's put the midtones a little bit of cyan and the shadows to a little bit of blue, not too much, 2 is absolutely fine. And from the shadows, from the midtones, set it to 1 and -2. Okay, and now we'll add another adjustment layer, that is the curves. Now we'll boost up a little bit of highlights to our foreground, right? So just and a curves and a contrast a little bit. Fine. Now we'll select the particles layer and turn it on and create a new adjustment layer, levels.
and right click on it, create clipping mask, and adjust the levels. It's way too much. Create a new mask on it, and we'll just remove just coming on the face. Now it's looking absolutely good. Let's adjust our shadows a little bit. So select the foreground layer, Control J to duplicate it, and delete the layer mask and set it to multiply. Okay, so let's zoom into there. Control L for the levels. So level just okay. Create a layer mask on it. Select the brush tool and just remove those. Set the opacity a little bit. Okay, delete this layer too. Now to play around it to get the perfect thing you want, right? Now create another new layer and select the black and set the opacity down to 30% to yes, and just once it blends around it and it looks good too. And create a new layer too, and yes, a little bit press it down. Yep, it's looking good now. Now we will create a new layer and we'll rename it as mixer brush. Right, Control Shift Alt and E to merge all the layers. Now select the mixer brush tool. You can keep the settings you can like, or you can use your own settings. Now we'll paint on the skin. Cool. So you can see the difference how it's looking. Let's turn on the glasses layer. I've already put it on. You can download the practice PSD file right in the description below. Okay, now create a new layer again Press Ctrl, Shift, Alt and E to merge all together in one layer. Now press Ctrl T to transform it. Right click on it, flip horizontal. So you can flip or you can see which one you like. So I like this way. So thank you for watching my video, and please like, subscribe, comment for my upcoming videos too. Thank you very much.